Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We're here for another one, the BladeMasterRUSH Show podcast. We got Lil Bum. We got Blaze It 420, Mr. I had to do it, Mr. Mod in everyone's chat. Before we get into it, subscribe to the channel, please, and thank you. Love you. Drop a comment if you think that we look good or bad. If you're listening from Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever, there's a video format on YouTube, BladeMasterRUSH Show. So I'll do a little intro and then you can correct me. But you are a Twitch streamer, Twitch socialite.
You could say that. You could say I'm a Twitch socialite.
And you have a little bum or something.
Definitely a little bum. Yeah. Contrary to the 6'3", that's where the nickname comes from.
It's twitch.tv/littlebum _bum.
Yeah. _bum. Yeah.
Anyhow, yeah. Do you have any opening remarks?
Opening remarks.
Yeah.
Twitch culture is toxic. As
Good.
much as people would like to think that it's not, regardless of what they think, it's toxic. It really is. You might have some good friendships. You can meet a lot of good people, but the idea and the concept of Twitch and Twitch communities is toxic because never at any point will you ever have someone that's entirely on your side. Everyone always wants to be friends with someone else too. Me, myself included. That's why I'm on nobody's side, because everyone wants to be my friend, so I can't choose sides.
So how do you choose? Okay, perfect topic. We'll just get into it slowly. So who do you choose who to VIP in your channel then, if you don't choose sides?
Well, it's if I don't. What I mean by choose sides is like when shit goes down. So like if say like friend group A, there's 3 people in friend group A and 2 people in friend group B start to have issues with each other. Well, guess what? I'm friends with both friend groups, and then both people come to you and they're like, "Hey, so and so is this, and so is that." I'm like, yeah, well, that's cool. I don't care. You guys can hate each other if you want, but I'm gonna be friends with both of you. Neither of you have done anything to me yet. Depending on the severity of the situation, obviously, if it was something like illegal or probably very inappropriate, that would be something different. But if it's like petty, trivial shit, like, oh, he said, she said, or so and so is jealous, which is generally almost never the case. Um, I generally won't pick sides. I will just befriend and continue to be friends or not be friends with who I want. But as for the case of who I would VIP in my chat, it's just my friends. I'm not a big streamer. The people that I do talk to occasionally in Discord or in like Sophia's chat, those are the people that I would like VIP.
Word. When did you realize Twitch was toxic? How many
Probably,
months?
dude. It took a while. Like I wasn't as involved in Twitch when I've been on Twitch for like 5 years, but I wasn't as actively as involved in it 5 years ago as I am in the past like 2 years. So I'd probably say in the past 2 years, you start to realize when you start to make friends with people who have friends with other people and communities start to clash, that's when you start to notice that Twitch itself is toxic.
Oh yeah, I mean, I feel like just a very baseline level. Sometimes people are just coming on there to be like, "Fuck you," just trying to get banned, and like those are just the trolls. We're not even working our way to the reasonable people yet.
Exactly. No, those are just the trolls, and it's like you get past the trolls, which is one part of it, but then you start to meet genuine people who start to make it seem like they're cool, they're normal, you can be friends with them, and then 3 months down the line they're fucking obsessed, they're depressed, they want you to basically guide their entire life, There are people that are incapable of doing shit on their own and they look for the next thing on the internet to latch onto. That happens so often on Twitch. And it kind of makes sense in a sense because a lot of people that are on the internet, especially on Twitch, are either shut-ins, people that don't have a lot of friends, or people that do have a lot of friends and just like to play video games. Those are definitely a type of people too. But more or less, it's a group of people that don't really fit in with doing shit outside of like the internet. Most people that are on here don't like to do a whole lot outside of Twitch or playing video games. They like to go to work, come home, play video games, watch Twitch, be on Discord, that type of thing. So it when that becomes a thing and Discord became such a huge social platform for people, it gave people on Twitch another outlet to be inappropriate or to latch on to more people.
How would you say that you're different from that?
Because I don't talk to anybody. I don't need anybody else for advice. I don't need anybody else to guide my life or to tell me who or what and what to do, you know? I
You don't
am
have
the
a therapist streamer?
I don't. I don't. I'm the therapist streamer. Definitely.
Yeah, that's real. I love that response. Just calling out like everyone on Twitch, and it's just yeah,
Well, I
it's
mean,
too
don't
true.
get me wrong.
No, no,
There is a
no.
lot of cool people, but for the most part, regardless of whether or not you're cool, there is toxicity underlined in everything.
What are like?
Like
Sorry, you
even
go.
me, for example, I'm friends with people that like on Twitch that someone that I'm really good friends with, they hate each other. And then
Yeah,
other shit happens, and then other people that I'm friends with start to dislike other people that I'm friends with. And what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to pick this person because they had this falling out with this person? No, and that's the toxic part about it is I'm choosing not to choose sides and to befriend any one person because I don't give a fuck. It's
yeah,
like this is friendships on the internet, unless you're sitting in front of me and I'm hanging out with you on a week to week basis and we're making plans to do shit with each other. We're friends on the internet, like there's no reason for me to be involved in your petty shit, especially if it's between two different people
yeah.
or
I,
something that happened 4 years ago.
I'm sure you could agree, but I feel like sometimes people take that personally when you don't choose a side, and I think
They do. Oh,
you said
100%.
it perfectly. It's like I just don't have time. I don't care. Like,
Exactly. I just don't have time and I don't care. And then the people take it personally. It sucks, dude. I'm sorry, but that's your fault for taking it personally. I didn't take it personally. I didn't have
yeah,
any issues with the fact that you're talking shit to me about someone that I'm still really good friends with, and I might not be standing up for them, but I'm not going to go back and tell them everything that you said. I'm just going to choose to leave everything civil because if two parties are continuously talking shit about each other, am I going to be the person that's going to go back to both of them and be like, "Hey, so and so said this and so said that. Let's restart the fucking drama," because that's horse shit. I'm going to sit there, I'm gonna listen to both my friends say the shit that they wanna say, and then I'm gonna let them be done with it because I know at the end of the day, through these groups or whatever small issues that they're having that I'm involved or in between, it's gonna fall out in 5 months, 6 months, sometimes less, They might not be friends anymore, but they're gonna stop talking shit. They're gonna stop saying stuff. They're gonna stop bringing it up, and that's, like, the main thing is if I am that person that's saying shit about each other and, like, telling, "Oh, he said, she said," when they say stuff to me, then I'm just continuously refueling the drama.
yeah. I love this. When did you like who or maybe who was the first streamer that you were like you started getting into like being Twitch social? Like if that makes
Um,
if there is a first streamer.
that's hard to say because it's like first 2 streamers.
Yeah.
Because the first stream that I became, like, social in, I ended up becoming a mod in, that was because I was, like, doing art on the side for no reason, just for fun. I was in high school, I was like, "Dude, I wanna be a graphic artist, that'd be sick." I would still love to be, but I was never as dedicated to being able to do it as other people are, but, I was doing graphic art and I made him a couple things at the time, and he was like, "Yo, I'm gonna mod you," and it was really cool because I met a lot of cool people from there. I met a couple shitty people, but for the most part, I that was the first stream. It was a platypus because I used to be in that Discord like
I know
every day
that
after
guy.
school. Yeah, yeah,
Sick.
you probably do. He's pretty popular in like a lot of communities on Twitch. He has a very distinct voice. That's why he's pretty popular. Um, And he used to do like he's like a shoutcaster for League of Legends, or he used to be. And he would have this thing called Bronzodia where he would like shoutcast bronze games and do like funny commentary. But I used to sit in his Discord every day, and I had a couple other friends that would sit in Discord with me. And for the most part, it was just those were just the moderators. Nobody in his community ever sat in Discord. But at the time, Discord was kind of brand new. This was like 4 years ago, 5 years ago. Discord was relatively fresh. Not everybody used it back then, or at least not when it came out. So when it did, we were the only people that sat in it. Everyone was in it, but nobody ever talked in Discord. So it was just the mods. So I want to consider that being social, but I don't because the only people that I talk to were like the same 5 people every fucking day. So it's partially that and then Sophia bot. Definitely Sophia.
Huh. Yeah, I can see that. She's been streaming for a while.
Yeah, about
Um,
like 6 years or something like that.
do you have any like either comments on being a mod or funny stories, or like if there
Funny
are funny
stories.
stories or weird stories?
It's hard because like funny stories is more like weird stories. Yeah, you deal with a lot of like inappropriate people, especially if you're a mod for like a girl streamer. Take Nesba for example. There's a lot of inappropriate people. We had someone stalk the stream for a year and a half, made multiple accounts, like not even just through her. He stalked my stream for a while when I first started streaming. He stalked another streamer named Barb. He was stalking Sophia for a long time. And Nesba, but Nesba was the one that he was most obsessed with. And he would just make accounts. He would constantly add her on League. He would invite her to games to the point where just like every 2 seconds, you just hear the notification, just ding, 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 and it's just him. And it got to the point where he started adding the people that she was in games with. If there was an empty spot, and be like, yo, invite me to the game. And some people didn't know, so they'd invite him to the game, and she'd be like, what the fuck? How did this motherfucker get in here? And they kick him out,
Stalkers are
ban him, block
scary.
the account. Yeah, stalkers are fucking scary. And this dude wasn't even 18. He was young. He was under the age of 18.
Oh
All you could
shit,
do was fucking
that's a
yeah.
problem.
And the only reason we knew that is because he'd always be like, "Oh, I have to leave and I have to go to bed before school tomorrow," type of shit. And oh, my mom said this to me. He would always post stuff like that, but never he finally did, but for a year and a half, almost 2 years, he never got it through his head, even after she verbally expressed to get the fuck out of my stream. Nobody wants to talk to you, to the point where we wouldn't even talk about the guy. We didn't acknowledge him for at least like 8 months. Only when he would show up and get like banned or blocked were the times that we would acknowledge him. But other than that, if he typed, it would just be a silent block. Nobody would say anything. Just block him, ban him, and then it's just like nothing happened. But even that wasn't enough. I think it's really weird. The tipping point, I think, for him was when he started to stalk my stream. Because when he started to stalk my stream, he would be in my chat like, "Oh my god, no, just let me hang out." And I verbally told him to get the fuck out of here. Nobody wants to fucking talk to you. You're actual fucking vermin. You're a disgusting fucking stalker. And if you ever come in my stream again, I'm going to tell you the same thing. And every time he came in my stream after that, I continued to tell him how much of a piece of shit he was, how disgusting he was, regardless of whether or not he's a kid. Sometimes life lessons are hard. Go the fuck away and get off the internet. That is literally what I told the kid every time I talked to him. And eventually, one of the things that struck a nerve was I called him sick in the head. I don't use a lot of derogatory terms, but I called him sick in the head. And that was one thing that he could not stand. I told him it on League. I told him it on fucking like over voice like this. I typed it to him multiple times. When you tell him he's sick in the head, he's like, "I am not sick in the head. You don't tell me I'm sick in the head." And I'm like, "You're sick in the head, bro." And ever since he like stalked my stream and I called him sick in the head a couple times and he came after me, he disappeared. He's gone.
You think he'll watch this video?
He'd have to still be like actively stalking, and if he is, I don't think he's stalking me.
That was a weird story.
Very weird. Yeah, right.
Does anyone?
And it was even weirder because like he disappeared for a little bit and we thought he was gone. And I went into another one of my friend's streams and he was in there. He was just like talking in there. And I like messaged her and I was like, "Hey, just so you know, like this is who that is." And she's like, "Yeah, I know, but I'm scared to ban him because what if he like goes cyber crazy on me?" And I was like,
Get it before
"Fair
it's too
enough."
late.
Yeah, but I think he actually stopped going into her stream too. So maybe he found someone else to bother.
Damn. You have like, is it hard being a mod in every stream?
I mean, not really. Because when you're a mod in so many streams, you kind of have to pick and choose when and like what times you watch people. So a lot of the time, if two people are clashing, I'm gonna watch the person that I want to watch more. As much as I like this other stream, I only have 3 monitors. If I want to do something myself and not be moderating
Only
just a
three.
chat, oh yeah, I only have 3 monitors. I can only watch so many streams. And like, what am I gonna do? Put a little teeny tiny fucking box with a small ass screen in it? I don't see what's going on. I can't see the streamer. I have no idea what he's saying. I have him muted half the time. I'm I can't actively mod if I'm not actively watching your stream. that a lot of that comes down to either not providing the right content or your content just went in a different direction that I just wasn't as fond of watching as I used to be.
Love it. You so when did you decide to start? Because you started streaming like 6 months ago or so. When did you? Why did you decide to start? Other than like, if that's even a fair question.
I don't think there was any, like, a reason, you know? It was just, like, sometimes people don't stream at times when I'm, like, home and home from work and stuff, especially with my work schedule switching around a lot. I had more time off, but a lot of the times that I had off, people weren't streaming, you know? I don't know what it was,
No
like,
one to
Sophia
watch.
was, like exactly, I had no one to watch. Sophia was on super degen schedule at the time, so she was, like, only streaming at, like, 2 AM, or she wasn't streaming at all, and then Nesba doesn't stream until, like, 10, 11 PM, and the other person that I could watch during the day, I'd love to watch him, but there's an alert going off every 3 seconds, and I don't wanna hear I'm not even gonna say the alert because I don't wanna call him out, but I don't wanna hear the alert every 3 motherfucking seconds. I get it. It's a cool alert, people like to donate for it, you get money, but holy shit, when I'm watching a stream and for an hour it's the same alert and you just dancing to it and you're not playing your game anymore, I don't wanna watch. I'm getting a headache, I'm gonna get irritated, I don't wanna see that shit.
There's so many subtweets. This is the tea right here.
What can I say? I don't wanna hear I mean, like, it's different if your alert is, like, 1 second long, but I'm talking, like, an alert that's, like, a 45-second song of, like, singing,
Oh
dancing,
yeah, I
random clip,
totally
fucking
agree. Yeah,
that's going on for an hour, dude, I can't watch that. It's different if it's just, like, a 3-second alert, you know, or, like, 5-second alert, that's
yeah.
different. I'll let that go off for fucking an hour because that's not the same, but when your content is blocked out by an alert that takes up your entire screen, not just, like, a corner or, like, a little spot, it is an alert that takes up the whole screen, and you physically have to get up and dance to it every time,
This is a lesson, streamers.
don't overdo your content. Seriously, don't. Don't overthink it and don't overdo it because it you can you I can fe you people can feel the try hardness in your content if you're trying too hard.
I have the
And
do
that
do
is
do.
like, that's nothing. And that, like, shit like that with, like, alerts is primarily why I will stop watching certain streamers. If your alerts are constantly doing that, I don't wanna watch it.
Yeah,
I won't watch it.
I know exactly what you're talking about. I was like, there's definitely a streamer that I know, and like they have like this alert that goes on for like 25 seconds, and every time they like dance to it, and I'm like, I don't know. It's a bit
It's weird,
much.
and, like, I was in another stream, and, like, it's funny because the one of the other streamers that I can't like, the really long alerts he's from that stream, and he's, like, a coder and stuff like that, and he does, like, a lot of his own artwork and shit for his stream and codes his own stuff, and I was lurking in his stream the other day, and he has an alert where if you donate, like, $3, the camera, like his camera, like, just, like, violently starts to shake, and then music starts to play, and it just, like, starts going all over the place, and I'm like, "What is that?"
Does it happen a lot?
If anytime someone donates $3,
Does that happen a lot?
it didn't happen a lot because he just added it. It was like he had, like, just added it that day, and I saw it for just that
And
time,
you
and
turned it off, never going
I
back.
turned it off. I almost h I
Oh my god.
no epilepsy warning or anything. I can't even talk right now. It was just shaking and, like, lights flashing. Don't get me wrong, I love lights flashing, and I love lights flashing in my face, but in a reasonable amount, not
With consent.
with consent, not for a $3 alert that's just gonna start going and making fucking train sounds and shit that cues into music. It's just too much. It's
You have,
too much for me.
you have any like hidden gem streams? Like I mean, they could be popular too, or like, what are your
Mm,
favorite streams that are like that wouldn't be obvious? Because obviously, like Sophia, Nespa, yada yada.
honestly, I don't really watch any, like, off the wall streams or, like, anyone that's, like I don't watch anyone consistently or anyone that would say is like a gem. I watch a couple WoW streamers and like I watch like XQC on occasion and Hassan, but besides that, I wouldn't call any of them gems.
Oh,
There's no
okay.
like like 500 viewers streamer that I like to watch on occasion because their content is like so good. The only person that I could suggest that would even be close to that is Cardboard Cowboy.
Yeah, you've
And
told me
that's
about him.
because I watched him when he was like fucking 80 viewers, and then he went to TwitchCon and he had a whole segment just dedicated to him. And he ended up blowing up to like 600 viewers every time he streams. So that's the only person that I would say that provides good content like that. Because if you look at the way at the content he provides, he animates all his own shit. It's all like cardboard animated shit that he draws and does himself. He codes it all himself. He does all that shit himself. And like every single week, he has new animations. He's not using the same shit constantly. He's always making new content, always making new animations, always writing a new story. So every time you go to a stream, almost every single time, he tells a story. And he has an entire scene, multiple scenes dedicated to that story, and it's always changing. I've seen at least 5 or 6 different stories. He had a story for when he went to TwitchCon. He like couldn't make it to TwitchCon, so he was going to send his bodyguard and his bird instead, which his bodyguard was like him. But he set up this whole story where he got injured in his fucking clip, and he couldn't go to TwitchCon anymore. So he's sending Robbie the bird and his bodyguard to go. And his content is actually A1. It for it being all cardboard and solely created by him, it is primo content. But I don't watch him that often because it's more content than gameplay, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which is, don't get me wrong, that's not bad at all. For in his case, it's not bad. I just prefer gameplay. I don't come onto Twitch to watch a comedy show. You know?
Yeah, yeah, for sure. What games do you like besides WoW
Um,
or WoW?
there's a lot
A
of
hard
games that
question.
I could go off of. It is a really hard question. If I had to pick like top games, there was like I hate to say it, but League of Legends is one of a top game only because
Degenerate.
it's just one of those games you always come back to, you know?
Go back to
You
your
can
basement.
uninstall it, but you'll always come back to it. I mean, this could be a basement, it would be. But what, like League of Legends, played like literally every Pokemon game. So I would like to say like Nintendo games for the most part. I've liked 90% of all Nintendo games. Um what else? Do I play anything else like occasionally?
What was your final call on Origami King?
I never
Down,
even
thumbs
finished
down.
it.
Never finished.
I
I
never
still have to
finished it.
play it. I haven't
I
played
wouldn't
any of my Switch games.
I wouldn't play it.
I'm
I
gonna
would
I'm
just
gonna do
get
it for YouTube.
I mean, you can do it for YouTube, but I would personally just play like the remakes on the Switch, like Super Mario Sunshine and Mario Galaxy, because those ones are fun.
I love Sunshine's like my favorite game ever, but like within reason.
Yeah, I need to finish it. I was playing it for a while and I got a decent amount of way through it. I just got to keep playing it.
It's so heavy nostalgia for me, and like just almost more than anything else, and it just feels so good.
It
Why?
does. It feels really good. The controls are a little wonkier on the Switch because I feel like there's less input lag when you would have played it on like GameCube or yeah, it was on GameCube, right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
When
got
you
it
played
when
it
I
on
was like
GameCube,
7 or 8. It was like for Christmas. So
yeah, I was young. I remember playing that around the same time I was playing Kirby Air Ride because that game was
oh,
just
so
fun,
good.
dude. I love that game. I wish they made more of those, but they didn't. That game was never continued. It was just the one on GameCube.
Maybe one day now with the
Right? If they
Switch.
remade that, oh,
Yeah,
if they remade that on the Switch, because it's like you played that with friends. I
yeah,
don't
it
see
was
why
the
you wouldn't.
ultimate party game.
It was. You fucking flew. Everyone started on different parts of the map. There were so many different items, dude. That game was top tier. Top tier.
Like, yeah. Um, are you excited for Shadowlands? You're
I
googling
am.
Kirby and Ride on the
I
side,
yeah,
just like
I was, I when I get curious about shit like that, it's funny because I googled that recently, and there was an article that said that they had mentioned something regarding like how cool it would be to do it, but there's no plans to do it. So that's whatever. But as far as Shadowlands, yeah, I'm excited to just play new content. I love playing new content, regardless of whether or not people like it or not. I enjoy new content.
have you ever ERP'd in Goldshare?
No,
Why
everyone
not? Why
talks about
not?
it, but no, because I'm not an ERPer. I'm too
Oh.
shy for that. I'm not the person that's gonna go roll. I'm not gonna roll up into fucking Goldshire on like some proximity chat. Which it's I know it's not proximity chat. You type in the chat, but like imagine you roll up into Goldshire. That's how I envision it. I'm supposed to roll up on fucking proximity chat and just entertain or be a part of these people's inside, almost like an inside joke because it's kind of what it is, you know. But that's just not
It's
so much
life,
me.
bro.
If I was gonna role play on anything, it'd be on GTA.
Oh yeah, GTA RP Andes seems cool.
Yeah, I would do that for sure.
The weirdest people are not in Goldshare though, because like my account was on Old Guard, and the weirdest
Mhm.
people are the ones that you run into role playing somewhere completely like out of the way. Like I one time,
Like in a forest, and he's
yeah,
pretending to
yeah,
be a
yeah,
hunter or something. You're like, "Yo, dude." He's like, "Oh, I'm just role playing a hunter. My name's Jimmy. I just hunted 3 wolves. I just fucking skinned myself a jacket." Oh my god, I can imagine.
yeah. I one time walked into a tavern in some like random low level zone, and like I was just healing. Like I don't know what the fuck you doing. I was doing a quest, and these three people were sitting down. They were role playing, and they like invited me in, and I was like, all right, I'll sit down. And I was just like watching them role play for like 20 minutes. It was crazy.
Oh no.
It was enough for me.
I think the most role play I've been on in WoW was when I used to play back in like what 2010, maybe like 10 years ago. I was probably like 14, something like that. Really, really young teenager. I was part of a WoW wedding,
Nice.
and it was funny because there was this was like a really long time ago. There was this girl that I was really good friends with, and me and her were like really good friends. We used to play WoW together all the time, right? And then this dude she became friends with also randomly started to play WoW with us too, and then her and him started to like develop like a relationship. And I was young and I was jealous, and I was like, dude, this is fucked up. You're taking my friend, dude. And then they started to make plans to like meet each other in real life and shit. And I was like, damn, y'all are going crazy right now.
Wow.
And then she was like, yeah, I want to solidify it. We're gonna have a WoW wedding, and then he's gonna fly out to see me and da 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 da. Mind you, this girl was my age. She was probably like 15, 16 years old, maybe. And the dude that she was friends with, who knows, could have been fucking 20. I don't think
Yeah.
I definitely don't think he was our age. But she was like, we're gonna get married, and then he's gonna fly out to see me, but obviously get married in the game. But they got married on WoW, and then within like 2 months, they both stopped playing the game, and they never met each other.
That's probably a good thing.
That's what I said. It's probably a good thing that they never met each other and that they both stopped playing the game.
Would you sooner get married in real life or in World of Warcraft? Like which would be like more likely?
Probably more likely in WoW, just because I doubt I'll probably get married. I'm
Nice.
gonna
Looking
die
forward to your
alone.
WoW wedding. Hope you invite me.
Oh well, no, you'll be there. You got to start playing Shadowlands, and
I will.
then
I
you'll be able
will.
to. Yeah,
My one friend,
hopefully I'll
like
meet someone playing Shadowlands.
I believe there's always love in Goldshare.
Yeah, totally. Always loving Goldshire.
I know this one guy who's like, I don't think he's an ERPer, but I guess he secretly could be. I mean, he must secretly be. But he
Hmm.
met like two or three girls that happened to live in his area that he hooked up with through WoW in
Wait,
Goldshire, right? Like it
how do
was
you do
like,
that though? Like,
and they
hey,
were
are you
girls
from
too.
New
Like,
Jersey? Yeah, I'm from New Jersey. Hey, are you a girl? Yeah, I
no,
am
no,
a
It was
girl.
in Vancouver or around Vancouver.
Is
Maybe that's
okay.
more normal.
You know what's so funny though is like back then, everyone who I met on the internet who played video games was from Canada.
Yeah,
I'm not even
I
joking you.
think that's still true.
It still kind of is because two of my other friends that both, well, one doesn't stream anymore, but one streams, and they both play play video games and they're really good friends. They both live in Canada. And it's like my really good friend that I met through the internet through this game called Grand Chase, just really old game, so much fun. But it's not out anymore. They turned it into a mobile game for some reason, but it's not the same. But I met him through that, and I've been friends with him for the past like 6 years also. And he lived in Canada, and I always thought it was really strange that everyone lived in Canada that I was meeting, and I was like the only person that lived in California in the United States.
California is basically Canada, though, compared to the rest of the United States.
A gross ghetto Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, and expensive. I think it's more expensive.
Yeah. I guess I'm generalizing. Although I'm pretty sure it's pretty expensive in Vancouver, Montreal, whatever.
Maybe in like Vancouver or Montreal, yeah. Like one of the more main cities is probably more expensive, or like more main areas.
Oh shoot, I had. Oh, I remember. Okay, have you ever? Okay, just random. RuneScape 1 to 10.
Dude, that one's such a hard one for me. Like, I want to rate it like a 10. Trust me, I really do. But I was an idiot back in the day when I was younger, and I got my account hacked because you know that
We
fucking
all
stupid
did,
thing that
bro.
that stupid thing that people used to
Yeah,
say like, "Yo, if you type your
I
password
got.
in chat, it'll
I did
start."
it
It'll,
too.
I did that shit within like 5 minutes, dude. My account got logged out. I
Yeah,
logged
I
back
was
into
10.
nothing. Yep. I was like,
It
dude,
was
that was so dumb.
traumatizing, bro.
I it was traumatizing. I literally had so much shit. I spent so much. That was the only game that my computer could run it back in the day. The only game that really existed for me in my headspace back in the day. I wasn't interested in anything else. It was like RuneScape. It was
Oh,
just
that
RuneScape,
was totally
you
me.
know.
I was
And I
obsessed.
I was obsessed and upset, I put so much time into it. I had such good gear. I got a bunch of my stats to different levels. I remember that I was like fully decked out in like mithril armor or something like that. And then one day this dude tells me, "Yo, you want to see this cool thing if you type your password in chat?" And 12, 13 years old, you're like, "Dude, yeah, I want to see this cool thing where you bleep out my password." And it doesn't happen. You type your password and you're like, "Oh shit." Next thing you know, your account's gone.
People who were scamming back then were like on some next level of like like
They
being a
were,
deviant.
dude.
Like they
They
were
were the true
probably
degens.
our age too. Like I don't
They probably
know.
were. No, they probably
They
were.
could have been.
And ever since that happened, I was never able to get back into RuneScape the same.
I had like literally the same experience. I think my account also legit like that happened, and then like I lost interest, and then my account also legitimately got hacked just randomly like 2 years later, even when I got it back. And then I was like,
Oh no.
but I did
It's just
get
not the
back into
same.
RuneScape recently, like but in 2018 for like 6 months. I just like really got into RuneScape, and I would just like watch anime, like play RuneScape on the side. It was
Mhm.
it was a life. I got fat.
It's funny that you would bring that up though, because like literally just last night I was thinking about how I would love to pick up RuneScape again, but
It's
would I want to
good,
go through the
but
time of doing
yeah,
all of that? Do I want to sit in front of a fucking rock and mine that goddamn rock and fill my inventory? Because there's no bags. You have one inventory with such limited amount of space. I gotta fill my inventory, I gotta walk back, I gotta empty that shit out, and I gotta walk all the way back, and I gotta mine it again. And then once I'm done mining it, maybe like 100, 200 times, it takes me like 3 hours to mine as much as I want to mine.
thousands.
Then I got to start smithing. Then I got to start smithing everything that I just mined. And you know what I got from that? Nothing. I got like 7 mining levels and like 4 smithing levels. And I'm like,
Yeah, I'd
let's
say
do combat.
these days, like they do a really good job. 2007 Scape, it's great, it's addicting, but like it's the same as watching Twitch, like something you do on the side most of the time, and then can act it.
Exactly.
So if you watch Twitch, like you probably can't do both. I mean, you probably
Mm.
could do all three, but it's a commitment for sure.
Yeah, and it's just the effort that requires you to put into it to get anywhere in the game is just too much these days. I mean, I get it. Like the whole nostalgia is really cool about it, and that's why I always pick it up every once in a while. But besides that, I never make it anywhere. Oh,
Yeah, I got really into it recently for the economy. I was like trading and
mhm.
shit. I just hang out in the Grand Exchange, but they just I don't know, they did a really good job of revitalizing it in like I guess
Mhm.
starting 2016. Even now they do like I think they did this big patch recently. Someone was talking about it. They added this new mode and okay, Puzzle Pirates. Have you heard of this?
Mhm.
Damn, that was a long
Mhm.
shot. Any other MMOs from the younger days?
No, I did play one. Well, Grand Chase was one of them. That game, let me see when that game came out.
Oh, that's an MMO.
Yeah, no, it is more of an MMO. It's a side-scrolling MMORPG. It was like this was like the rival to like MapleStory at the time, but it was more combat oriented,
Holy
less
shit,
abilities. This was a really good game. When did it came out? 2003.
dude.
Yeah, this game came out in 2003, and I shit you not, I used to get gift cards for Christmas, like those Visa gift cards.
Yeah,
I spent almost all of my money on this game.
yeah.
I bought I bought a set in the game, like a gear set, they gave you stats and shit, that was worth $100. It costed me $100. I spent an entire gift card to buy it,
The game
and
went
then they shut
under.
the game down. Yeah, and then the game went under, and they turned it into a mobile game. Well, so it was originally run by,
This is what it looks
fuck.
like.
Yeah, that's what the mobile game looks like. Because that isn't yeah, that's definitely the mobile game.
Okay, you're. I'm. So there's this
The
game. Oh, it was side scrolling back in the day.
Yeah, it was a side-scrolling game, and they turned it into a mobile game because it went under. So, here, wait, let me see.
So there's this game when I was young that was like it's funny that this is so similar. That was like in a very similar style to the mobile game.
Mhm.
That was like this MMO. It was like this Korean, I guess. I think it was Korean. Like top down, like kind of like Maple Story esque, but like top down. And I lost the name and I could never find it again.
Was it called Dragonica?
I don't know, but it killed me on the inside that I could never find. Like I literally tried to
Oh, it's
Google.
it it's I think it's, Dragon Nest.
I'll never forget what it looks like. I know exactly what it looks like,
No,
but
not that one. Not
I
that one,
couldn't
hold
find
on.
it, and
I
it
know what it was because I know exactly what you're talking about because I played it. I waited forever for the game to come out, and then it finally did. Um, no, it was. One of them was called Dragon Saga, Dragonica Online, that was one of them. There was that game, and then they released another one that was just like it, but I don't remember what the other one was. Or was it this one? Is
we're
this
in
the
this
same one that I'm
style.
thinking of?
It's holy shit.
This is the game, right?
I think it might be. I think the version that I played was old, like looked different though. But
Well, so they had 2. It was Dragonica and then something else. There was 2 games that were exactly like this. There was this one and one of them still exists.
because this is starting to look a lot like it. Wow, off the top, like I'll never forget
Yeah.
the UI. That's what I won't forget. Like the UI was
Yeah.
like super in like the art style.
So there was this one and then there's one that's more flat. I
Yeah,
don't know if I can remember which one the flat one was because
that's kind
that
of low
one was
quality.
exactly like MapleStory 2. It almost exactly the same.
Yes,
It was
yeah.
hold on. I got it for you. I can figure it out.
Wow, I'm glad that you were able to pull this up. I was just like shot in the dark, but this is definitely what it was like.
I believe, yeah, the one you might be thinking of besides this one is Latale, Latale. That was the other one that was exactly like MapleStory, and I mean exactly the same. Like the only thing that was different was like the art stylish, but the way the game played and everything else was exactly the same.
Oh, anyway, great tangent. Old MMORPGs, anime. Did you play MapleStory?
I did play MapleStory. I still play it on occasion.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, I that game's still fun. I still enjoy it. I played a lot of private servers for a really long time, but
Yeah.
eventually they all start to get sued or they all get shut down
Huh.
or et cetera, and I just was like, whatever. I am over losing my progress, so I just started playing on the regular servers again.
I'm just like, I'm such a sellout now, or like I don't know. It kind of feels like a weak. It kind of feels kind of weak, but I can't play games for fun anymore. I like literally just treat it like a job. Maple Story is a game where I'm like, oh, this would be sick to play for fun, but I'm like, I don't have time to play this for fun.
Well, I
Like I'm
mean,
like I do,
between
but
between what you do for work though, and when you generally play games, it's like on stream, so it is more for a job, you know? Like the
yeah.
games you play on stream don't always have to be fun for you because if you're doing it for the content, that's something different. But I mean, that's not to say if you have more of an audience, you're able to play just whatever the fuck you want based off of like how you feel because you know you have that audience. But when you're trying to hit a certain demographic or apply or hit a certain audience, you know, you have to play a variety of different types of games, regardless of whether or not you think they're fun, because other people think those games are fun. Other people like to watch those games, like Persona. I fucking hate that game. I will never play that game ever in my life. But I
Sophia
can
used to
imagine a
play
lot
that
of
a
people.
lot.
Exactly. And a lot of people play that game, and a lot of people like to watch it. So that would be a game that someone might play for content because people will literally watch you play that game, just like Animal Crossing. I didn't really think Animal Crossing was all that fun. I did it first, but then I started to play just because people like to watch it because other people were playing Animal Crossing. But you know, at some
I like
point,
the
you
Animal
just
Crossing streams. Yours?
yeah, it was fun. Yeah, thank you. They were fun. They would make me really fucking tired, like
Huh?
really fucking tired, and got to the point where I just couldn't do it anymore. It wasn't
Yeah.
fun for me, so it wasn't keeping me entertained, so I just couldn't do it.
I'm hoping to bridge my gap with World of Warcraft. I am gonna play Shadowlands, and I'm like,
Oh,
I have a feeling that World of Warcraft will be like like I do stream other games sometimes, but
yeah.
hopefully it can be more general.
Well, I mean, World of Warcraft, there's a lot of content potential because there's so many different classes and there's so many different like starting areas, you know. And now that they added the pre-patch for Shadowlands, you're able to level in any expansion that you want
I
from
gotta
in
do
between
that.
the yeah, in between the levels of like 10 to 50 or like 10 to like 40 or something like that. I can't remember what it is exactly, but it's like 10 to like something and then you leave that area and you go to the most recent areas which are like Zandalar and stuff, but I'm pretty sure you can still level there. But there's certain areas that are still level locked to like level 45 and stuff like that. So they're like specific pre-end game areas which were last expansion's endgame areas that are preparing you to level because once Shadowland releases, that's when they're gonna unlock the cap from 50 to 60 and let people level up from 50 to 60 in Shadowlands.
What
That's what I'm excited for.
what do you wait? When is that? Do you know?
November 11th. Is that what
Fuck,
it was? Or
I gotta
I might
level like this week then, huh?
I might be wrong on that though because I might be getting it confused with what the prior date for Cyberpunk was because I'm waiting on that also.
You think I
I
should
mean,
play
but
that?
fuck yeah, dude. That's a game where even if you think that you don't want to play it or it's not fun for you, I would play it for content because people are gonna watch that game. It says 19 days. So the 22nd, that's right. The
Okay, I got time then.
22nd.
I'm putting off the WoW as long as I can, just because I'm like,
I can tell.
I
I
mean,
can tell.
I'm all or nothing with things, and I don't want to like half-ass the WoW because it costs money too.
It does. It does
I
cost
I I
money.
I'm putting off the subscription, like $50 a month, which is like, oh, whatever. But
And it's hard to segment your stream in between like doing Warcraft 3 and doing World of Warcraft because you'll sit in like an LTA lot or I think it's LTA, right?
oh,
Yeah.
you know me so well,
Yeah, you'll sit in a lobby for LTA for like an hour and a half, you know, and then you finally get into a game of LTA and then
and then
you're
you guys
in
just quit.
LTA for
Yeah.
like an hour and a half, you know, and if you want to play anything else, you have to quit and just playing one game or wanting to play one game depending on what map you're trying to get into is going to take you fucking 3 hours.
Yeah, I've been focusing on this podcast for now, and then
Hmm.
once, like, I'm trying to have like episodes lined up, and then it'll be easier to just spend time on it. Shit. But anyway, that was a lot of gaming. Let's see, weed or music? Why not both?
I was going to say why not both? Weed and music. They go great together. Generally when I went to listen to music, I was smoking weed, so
I think music's more interesting. Not that Not that your job is not interesting, but
No, I agree. Music is probably the better topic.
what kind of music do you like?
Um, I have definitely transitioned over like the years because when I was younger, I used to listen to like a lot of rap, a lot of like hip hop. I still listen to like some hip hop and R&B and stuff like that, but I don't really listen to a lot of rap anymore.
Same.
But like I used to listen to like a lot of MGK, a lot of Eminem, a lot of uh, Chris Webby, um, a couple other underground people, but I don't really listen to them anymore because everyone started to rap about the same thing, and it was just same song, different lyrics, different tune, but the same message. Every song that's the same message eventually just became too repetitive, and I.
Stealing from black artists.
It's funny because
Sorry.
two of the people, yeah, two of the people that I like the most were basically like writing on black artists, and like black content people that actually went through this shit. And then there's someone, yeah, don't get me wrong, Eminem and MGK, they both went their own shit. Eminem would be the closest one to a G that I would say. He's got a whole movie made about him. If you've never seen that movie, I suggest you watch it.
It's
Everyone
great.
should see that movie. It's a great fucking movie. And that's the only reason why I could suggest that motherfucker didn't steal anything from anybody because he lived all of it and lived it to the point where they made a movie about it, Not just because he was famous, but because he's famous and he lived some fucked up shit. Good enough to make a movie about. But besides that, it most of the other white rappers, especially in like 2020, anyone who's white and trying to rap is generally just riding on someone else's coattails or trying to steal someone else's idea, or it's there's people that are my age, 24 years old, that probably grew up nearby me or in Southern California rapping about gangs, drugs, sex, bitches when they don't have bitches, drugs, sex, or a gang. They see it on social media and then they hear it in the top rap song and they're like, dude, I have bars sometimes. I can say what they say. Why don't I become a rapper? I mean, yeah, you have bars and you can say what they say, but that doesn't mean that you're rapping the same way that they are? If there's one person that I could take, for example, that does rap, but does a good job at doing it because he doesn't take someone else's ideas, content, or what they went through on a daily basis is fuck, what's his name? I had him on YouTube for a bit. He was recently on the Raj Patel show, or well, the Austin show. Um, but he is the type of person where the videos that he puts out on YouTube is he goes to like beaches and different places and he walks up to people and he's like, pick a word, and they pick a word and he raps off of it. And it's like just constant good flow, nonstop. Any word you give him, he raps off of it. And it's always like shit that you would want to hear in rap from someone that's not part of a gang or shooting up heroin or fucking drinking lean. It's rap about people's clothes, the way the day is, politics, shit that people would actually recognize and relate to, not rap about something that nobody literally relates to on a daily basis. 90% of the people that, well, not 90%, let's say about like 70% of the people that listen to rap music aren't actually involved in any of the shit that rap music talks about. Which don't get me wrong, it's okay to listen to music that you're not like a part of, but people take it to the next level, whereas they listen to so much rap music that they think they're gangster, or they think that they could walk into Compton and talk how they think that they can talk because they listen to rap music, when in reality they don't have that. It's not the same.
I'm trying to be a white boy rapper, but my twist is dubstep. Like my end goal is like the beats are all dubstep, which sounds really. I feel like it's a super untapped genre. Obviously, there's some shit out there, but I'm like,
Hmm. Definitely an untapped zone. That would, I mean, that's one of those things where that your lyrics would come more into play than the dubstep, but it's a different type of rap because people rap on classical music, people rap on lo-fi, people rap
yeah,
on actual rap music, R&B, hip hop. They rap on all different types of music, so there's no reason why you wouldn't be able to rap on top of dubstep. It
there's
would just come
like
down to what you rap about and how it sounds with you flowing on top of dubstep.
G Easy
Yeah, I know G-Eazy.
or even like Lil Jon too. I think There's definitely, you know, these songs. Like there's some like electronic hits where it's like
Hmm.
basically these guys rapping over dubstep. It's sick. It's like my
Hmm.
favorite shit. Like
Yeah, well,
fucking
like that shit's cool.
what's his face? Skrillex, Diplo, Jack U. That their
Jack
one
U's cool. I
album.
like Jack U. Yeah, their one their one album.
Yeah, they only had one, right?
I think so. I
I
only
love that
remember hearing
album.
about them once. I'm pretty sure that's the only album they ever released.
I think that
No.
album is like I fucking that shit was so good. That was like my favorite. It's one of my favorite albums of all time actually.
Hmm. And what's funny is I can honestly say that I've never picked an artist, an album, or anything where I've been like, I love this the most. I've never had a certain artist or anything else where I'm like, yeah, that's my shit. That's my thing.
I
Which kind of sucks because I've always wanted to like, because you take a lot of people that listen to like the Beatles, for example, or like a lot of older music, or people that have records. They are so like, I love this genre. This is my music. These are my people. The only thing that I could say about that would be EDM. But there's so many different types of EDM that I can't be like, oh, I like this the most than this. Because one month I could like house music, 2 months passes and I'm on a dubstep phase and I can't even stand house music, which right now is the opposite. I can't stand dubstep, but I'm on a house kick.
Yeah, I can never get into house too much. I like bass and I like house, you know. Are there any artists I think we're both fellow festival goers. Well, I guess concert goers. Are there
Yeah,
any like what are some of the best acts you've seen? If you can.
Louis the Child.
Louis the Child. Oh, I feel like I've
Louis the
seen
Child was like
him.
number one, absolutely like one of the top. I was like at Hard Summer by myself, and he fucking blew my mind. I've never been so vibey and like.
It's
I
like
mean,
more
yeah,
jazzy, right? Or
it's kind of like jazzy, yeah. I was definitely like, don't get me wrong, I was fucked up, but the way that set made me feel, the way he was producing his music, I'm not even joking you. I was like, how does he get those sounds in there like that? I'm like, that guy put on a fucking set. He put on a set, and one of the other people that put on a really good set was the fuck is his name, dude? I'd never seen him before. He was like a newer artist, Banks.
oh, Banks is dope.
Banks, B-A-N no, was it not Banks? Fuck. It is Banks, but it's spelled different.
It's
B-A-Y-N-K. Yeah,
BAYNK?
B-A-Y-N-K. It's a New Zealand artist,
Oh.
and so it's like EDM, but he sings himself on top of it. It's almost like classical EDM, and it's like really nice, almost like lo-fi kind of too. And it's super dope fucking music, and he sings on it. Like here, I'll link you. This song was the song. I think it's this one. This song. I walked up to this song, fucked up out of my mind, and I tell you not, the vibes that I felt when I walked up to the
uh,
stage. I have a video of it, of me walking up to the stage as he's singing this song and producing the music, and I was in awe at how amazing I felt when I walked up to that, because they had just dropped confetti at like the set before that or something like that. So it was all over the floor and it was super fucking windy. And I'm like fucked up. I'm like, dude, this is so cool. The wind blew the confetti and the confetti's doing fucking swirls in the wind and it's all different colors. And I'm like, wow. And then what's that music? And I'm walking up just vibing to myself, dude. And that was one of the best sets I've ever seen too. And I've seen a lot of fucking
I
artists.
like how
I've
you
seen a
just had an
lot of
answer.
artists. Yeah.
That was
One
good.
other one would be
You had it
uh
ready.
I
Never
do. No, I
forget.
know. There's a couple sets that will never leave my mind. The other one is The Magician. The Magician at where was I at? Escape. Escape from Halloween. I think this was like 2015, 2014, something like that. Amazing house music. And, like, when I say not even just house music, it was, like it's, like, bass house music, and it was just
Okay.
so fucking good, dude, and everyone was shuffling, everyone was vibing, I was vibing, my friend was super fucked up, and he kept, like, going into the crowd, and he'd come back, and he's like, "Dude, I'm loving this," then he'd disappear again, then he'd come back and be like, "Dude, I just
That's
made out with
me.
this girl," and then
Oh, that's
fucking
not me.
disappeared again. Oh, dude, wait, so he made out with some girl, and then he comes back after he makes out with another girl, right, and he's like, "I'm not feeling too good." And I'm like, "What's up?" He's like, "I think I just made out with someone's girlfriend." And I was like, "Are you fucking joking me right now?" He's like, "No, we were making out." And then she's like, "All right, you gotta go. My boyfriend's gonna be back soon." And I was like,
Dude, I swear. Girl, oh, people, I guess, but I'm going to say girls cuz this is
"People,
story.
yeah,
People
yeah."
like they'll do this shit at concerts where they like use like you say to get like their boyfriend jealous. That's totally a
Or
thing.
you
I've
Not
been
even
on
just
the
to get him
end.
jealous. Yeah, like, they do to get him jealous, and not only that, they also, like, say that you're not able to get, like, something you could get out of a relationship, or say your fucking significant other doesn't dance with you like you'd want them to, you know? They go to the bathroom and you see some hot dude that's eyeing you. Shit, a girl or a guy too, if a girl's eyeing you from across the room, I might just fucking walk up there and start dancing with them, or they might walk over and start dancing with me. Well, a lot of people are weak, especially when you're fucked up at a festival. You're gonna be Odds are you're gonna be weak, especially men, specifically men.
Men
Men are
are
generally the
weak.
weaker ones,
Absolutely.
especially when they're under the influence of something. They are super weak. I've never been more of a weak person, but I've seen more than anything men are weak.
I have a policy at concerts. I'm gonna say policy. It's gonna come off as like, oh, okay, whatever. But I'm like,
Mhm.
never hook up with anyone at a concert. Not that
No.
like I'm like I kind of like know that I can, but I'm like I just don't even like. There's so many reasons. Like base one, if you're like focused on like trying to hook up with somebody random, you're not focused on the music or having fun.
Nope.
Like it can really
Nope.
distract you where you're just like, oh man, like this girl in front of me, whatever.
Mhm.
So I'm like always 100% no. And then number two, like, oh man, like people, dude, like you do not like people are weird, man. Like I'm
They're
not
so
like getting
weird.
it's someone else's junk. Like, yeah,
People are so weird.
you'll never
I
catch me doing that.
No, like, it's cool to meet people at festivals and all, and I mean, if you develop something outside of a festival, that's totally different, but people will go to a festival with the intention like, "Oh, I'm gonna meet some girl here tonight, or I'm gonna fuck some girl," and they spend the entire time
Yeah,
looking for someone to hook up with or looking for their next
that's
girlfriend,
a
and it's
thumbs
like,
down attitude for me.
"Would you spend, like, $150 just to come here to look for a girlfriend? That's fantastic, I'm glad. Did you enjoy that? Did you have fun?" They never have fun, I promise you. They
Yeah,
never have
no, they're
fun.
always worried. Talking
Mhm.
about this person who like could have been, they were looking at me. I'm like, what do you mean? It's like loud. Like you don't.
Shit, I was looking at people too. I looked at
Yeah,
you. Didn't mean we were meant to get married.
yeah. I mean, I slowly. I don't know how slow it was. I mean, when I first started to go to concerts, I don't know about you, but it was like my friend introduced me to. He was like, "Oh, come to this Adventure Club concert." It's like, oh, and I in the beginning
Dude,
I
Venture
was
Club's
very
sick.
like just vibing, and then over time I
Mhm.
just became the guy in the back. Like I don't like the front where you're all squished. I
Yeah.
hate it.
I mean, okay, so it's fun to be in the front, don't get me wrong. It's
Yeah,
fun
it's
to be
fun.
in the front, but only for a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
That's why whenever I go to a festival, we always make our way to the front for, like, 30 minutes or
yeah,
something,
yeah.
20 to 30 minutes, and then you dip to the back to dance, to vibe.
That's where you
Generally,
have
as a glover, you wanna be
space.
in the back anyways or somewhere in the middle because you can glove.
Can you talk about gloving?
It's exhausting, especially when you're starting out, it's exhausting.
I gotta
You don't
start
think your
doing
hands can be
like
that tired.
I gotta start doing the stretching.
Yeah, I would recommend doing stretching, 100%. That's what people lack on the most, and it's one of the most important things because if you don't stretch, you're gonna practice and you're gonna try to practice moves that you can't do, and you're never gonna be able to get it because you're not stretching.
Would you? Are
But
you
it's fun.
like?
You meet a lot of cool people through it,
Oh,
like a
for
lot of
sure.
cool people.
I think that's probably the easiest way to meet people at concerts because so many people are like watching the gloves and they're like, dude, what the fuck? And then you like give them a
Mhm.
show for 1 minute and they're like, especially when they're fucked up, they're like, that was the craziest thing ever, man.
Yep, every time. They always think it's insane, but personally, I never like to give people who are on, like, ecstasy light shows
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Why?
because they're not actually paying attention to what you're doing. I didn't spend fucking 4 years practicing what I'm practicing for you to just
You're a pro.
I don't do what I do for you to fucking spin out of control and not actually look at what I'm doing, because if you notice, a lot of people that are rolling,
I guess
they
you're
have
right.
no idea
Yeah,
what's going on with your fucking fingers.
they
You
just
put your
like
fucking
glaze
hands in their
over.
face and they're just like,
Holy shit!
yeah, a
You
couple
can.
words every once in a while. Oh my god, that's so crazy. And then it's like I could I'm not even joking you. One time I was giving someone a light show, right? And I could tell that they were fucking rolling out of their mind and they weren't even paying attention to what I was doing. I stopped. I stopped and they were still like, and I'm like, I'm not even doing anything. And they're like, dude, this is insane. And I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I literally turned my gloves off and I was like, dude, go away.
Can you teach me any moves like on? Is there any like cool like? I mean, I know you know these things.
Personally, like, there's not, I used to think that's how gloving was, but that's not how gloving is. Gloving is not the type of thing where it's like, oh, can you teach me this trick?
Yeah,
Because,
yeah.
yeah, don't get me wrong. You can totally teach someone a trick. Yeah, I could show you how to do something, but I could show you how to do something 100 times, but you'll never be able to transition into it unless you practice. Transitions are the only thing that are probably the most important thing in gloving. Being able to get from point A to point B and make it look nice. Like, you don't want to have stagnant motions of like shit that's not going on, you know? You don't want to just go like sideways and then down and then forward and then up, you know? Like that's not a transition, you know? That's just you going forward and backward. Transitions would be like you gloving to like going sideways
Oh,
or something like that. And then like transitions is like where one
oh, you
action
were like fuck the whole
makes
fucking
something else
shit.
happen. You know, like those are transitions. Those are the most important thing. Obviously, besides like stretching and like doing regular finger rolls and stuff, like this stuff is really important. That stuff you'll never not use, you know?
I can't wait to get into gloving. This is something where I've been like sort of interested in doing it for a while, and then I was just like fuck it. I go in all in with these things.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if you don't go all in with it, don't even bother.
I know I could tell. Like
Because if you don't, if you don't,
shit.
I've the amount of people I've talked to, they're like, oh, I want a glove, and I tell them, and I like help them practice and stuff like that, and then they just don't do it. They just don't practice. They don't actually do it. And then like every time they see me in glove, they're like, "Oh my god, you're so good. I can't do that. I will never be able to do that." And it's like I didn't just fucking pick up gloves one day and I was like, dude, I can fucking do all this shit with my hands. You know how long I practiced? You know how many fucking times I sat in front of a fucking mirror? You know how many times I did all this shit and went to a festival and embarrassed myself and then practiced again in front of a mirror and then did this and practiced in front of a mirror, you know? I've watched a million YouTube videos. I spent like hours of my life, at least over 300 hours watching the same YouTube fucking video of the same tutorial of how to do liquid, how to do a finger roll, how to do a transition, how to transition from an underhand finger roll to an overhand finger roll, you know? Like
Ooh,
I watched a million fucking videos. It's not like one day I just picked up gloves and I could do it. And people think that you can just pick up gloves and be like, I'm going to start gloving. Yeah, you can do that. Don't get me wrong, you can totally do that. But if you don't practice literally on a daily basis and stretch on a daily basis, your gloving will
you're
you'll,
motivating
you'll
me.
be stagnant at like a 5. You will never go past a 5 if you don't practice on a daily basis. And and I know this because if you've ever been to a rave and you've ever gotten a light show from someone that's like, yeah, I've been gloving for like 7 years, I've been gloving for like 8 years, and they give you the worst light show you've ever had. Those are the people that don't practice on a daily basis, but they want to be like, oh, I practiced for fucking 8 years. I've been gloving for 10 years. No, you've been gloving for 6 months. You've been practicing for 6 months. You might have been doing this for 10 years, but you haven't actually been doing anything for the past 10 years. Collectively, the effort that you've put in has been about 6 months. That's the problem. People want to put in 6 months of effort and think, oh well, I can't get to where this dude is in 7 years of actually practicing, so there's no way I could do it. That's one of the most demotivating things, and you'd be surprised at how many people actually have that mentality and glove.
Can I once this coronavirus, whenever this coronavirus never ends, and if we go to a concert, can I challenge you to a glove off right now? Like not right now,
Right?
like you know,
No, but yeah, yeah, of course
I will defeat you.
you won't. That's okay.
I'll try.
You can try. You can definitely try.
So
Because I've been gloving for the past 6 years, maybe 5 years, something like that. No, let me see. When did I graduate?
I strive for competition.
18, I'm 24, about to be 25. Yeah, about like 5, 6 years.
Where's the gloving TikToks?
I don't do all that.
Oh,
TikTok
ooh,
like
that's for
wasn't
children.
popular. It's for children. It's for children. No, but I'm not a TikTok person. I don't even have it on my phone.
I mean, I'm not either. I got convinced, dude. I was like, people have been like, TikTok, TikTok, TikTok. And then I was just like, holy shit, I put so much effort into my YouTube videos, my Twitch. It's 30 seconds. Like, why
The
not
thing is with
try?
TikTok is you have to hit the right demographic. You have to know the type of videos that people want to watch, and you have to hit the
But
what is it?
you don't even need to try that hard. That's the whole
The
thing.
algorithm. That's what it is. Nobody's gonna see your video if you don't hit the right algorithm. If you're not I'm not really sure if it works with like reposts and stuff, but I'm assuming it's the same type of thing with like you have to follow people to see those posts, or someone has to repost it and it shows up on your feed. So people would have to see your content for other people to see your content.
I'm
So
gonna
you would
try it
have to
out.
provide content originally that people would want to see. That's why a lot of kids get famous on TikTok, because they'll post out a video that's like, "Oh my god, um I saw this ghost in my living room. You won't believe it." And then they fucking set up this stupid scene where they have someone pretend to be a ghost, et cetera, you know? They pick the shit that people would like, "Oh, that's so cool," or the shit that people fucking fiend over, you know? That's why, like, if you've ever been on TikTok, I mean, you've been on TikTok more than I have, but if you've been on Twitter and seen a lot of TikToks, a huge portion of TikToks are like information ones. It's just someone standing there like
Oh yeah, those are
to some
terrible.
music with like some fucking things, and some of those get like 50,000 views. They get 150,000 views, but you know why? Because those are kids speaking on shit that other kids want to fucking hear about. You know, that other
It's for children.
people want to fucking it's honestly for fucking children. You have to appeal to either children or a very specific group of adults that are watching content for children.
I don't disagree, but I gotta try it out.
No, yeah, no, don't get me wrong. It's
I
always
gotta
worth a
try it
shot,
out.
but it's just the content that you need to provide to be seen is it's just so weird. It's such a it's a very weird margin of content, because it could be anything from an informational content to a video of Karen throwing a fit because you told her to put her mask on, you know? It's
Yeah,
it's it's that easy. You can go viral on TikTok if you just take one video like that, you know? If the right person sees that and you post it on Twitter, you're gonna get shit just from that. A lot of people get famous off TikTok because their TikTok goes famous on Twitter.
that's
That is
true.
one of the most that's one of the main things that people get famous on TikTok for, is because someone reposts their shit on Twitter. It's all like those go hand in hand. A lot of people don't get famous on TikTok at all, but if that had been posted on Twitter and a lot of people saw it, they would have gone famous. It's just the way the way you have to play the game and the demographic that you hit, and which social media platform you posted on at what time and who's viewing it. It's honestly all a gambling game. Social media is a huge gamble. You never know if it's ever going to work, and if it does, it's like the lottery. You might get lucky and the right person reposts your content, and boom, you got 150,000 views on that one video. And out of those 150,000 views, you got, let's say, 1,000 people that followed you, you know? That's 1,000 more people viewing your content. That's 1,000 more people not only viewing your content, but getting your content out to other people, either via reposts, likes, it's showing up on other feeds, etc., you know, or them showing their friends. That's how content starts, or that's how getting your
That's
content to be
lucky
famous
though.
starts. It is lucky, but believe it or
There's a
not,
grind.
that's exactly how TikTok is, and
I
that's
mean,
exactly how
true.
Twitter is. It is a grind, and you have to hope to get lucky. But tell me, is that not YouTube?
I mean, I grind the fucking YouTube, dude. I'm
You
already
grind the
doing
fucking
it.
YouTube, but you're waiting for that one day that one of your videos pops off,
I'm
right?
actually not.
That
I have like a very like my YouTube is Warcraft 3 never gonna pop off. I just like
well, they
post
well,
videos over and over and over.
but the thing is,
And
okay,
this
so you post
podcast,
videos on.
which I hope will blow up, but I don't. I
There you go.
but the podcast is brute force. I'm brute forcing my way in.
Regardless, though, you're doing what you can to hopefully hit the lottery. You
But
want to
no,
hit
no,
the
no.
jackpot.
I mean, fair, fair. But
Because you're doing Warcraft 3 content, which isn't really cutting it. You were doing other content which wasn't really cutting it. So you're like, "Let me throw this out here. I need to fucking I'm trying to be the next thing on YouTube, you know?" So realistically, you're trying to be that next gamble. You're playing the next game. You're hoping
like,
that
yeah,
this
yeah,
next thing
of course. I
is your
mean,
next out,
for sure.
which which realistically is a lot of social media is fucking YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. All of that is like just a lot of people hoping to be the next it.
Well, see, that's why. So, like for TikTok, right? One thing I was gonna try was like I I've been pretty bad about it, but I've done it a couple times. I take like 1 minute clips from these and I post it on
Mhm,
Instagram. And I was like, wait, I can just post
mhm.
this on TikTok. Fuck it. Like I already make the clip. Why not just
Yeah.
maybe it'll work.
Well, and that's what I mean. Like you're trying all different types of content because you never know what's gonna pop off.
Yeah.
Anything can be popular these days. It just has to be appealing to the right people and to the right audience. It just has to hit the right person. If
I'm
you look, I'm sure if you look at a lot of the Warcraft 3 streamers, they didn't just like most of them probably didn't develop their viewing over time. A lot of
no,
them
no,
either
no.
probably got
Most
they,
of
they
them
probably got
did.
popular off of like one video or
No, no,
like
no, no.
or
E-
okay, well, not Warcraft 3, for example. Take any other
yeah,
game.
other games.
Any other game, for example. People don't 90% of the streamers don't build their fucking viewing over time. The people that do are the people that stream for like 5 years and average 100 viewers. Those are the people that fucking worked for their viewership. And then you have the people that have 2,000 viewers, 5,000 viewers,
Yeah,
10,000
I feel like
viewers.
those guys
Those
get
people,
lucky.
they all got lucky. You're either a professional gamer where you're in an organization or you're a professional player and you're like in a league doing shit in competitions. You get famous like that, which is a gamble. That is a gamble to hope that you have the skill or to practice enough that you have the skill to be taken by a team or scouted by a team to make that type of money. That's a gamble. You know, you play any game and hope that the right people view your content. That's a gamble. You hope every day that people view your content. That's a gamble because you want to get famous. These people, they want not that you want to get famous, but you want the views. Is a streamer, you want that to work out. So it's like you would hope that the right people view your content to make your content go farther. That's why people try to provide better content, not only just for the day-to-day viewer, because what happens if one day a streamer walks in on your content and they thinking about hosting people and you're providing top tier content, you know? Let's say
True.
Cardboard Cowboy's looking for the next fucking funny dude to host and they walk on your stream and you're telling some good ass jokes and you're providing good content and they host you.
Yeah.
Guess what? If you provide good content in that host, you might average an extra 40 fucking viewers just off a 500 viewer host. If 40 people think you were entertaining, just 40. Because odds are, if you have a 500 viewer host and you're providing good content, you're going to get at least 30 to 50 followers over the next hour just off of the host alone. Not those people, but the host is going to put you higher up on the directory. And because you're higher up on the directory, more people are going to see you, more people are going to view your content. It's going to get you more followers by the end of your stream. But just from that host alone, you're probably going to get 20 followers. Say those 20 people actually enjoyed your content and they come to view your stream. Say you were only a 20 viewer Andy. You now average 40 viewers. You know how much higher on the directory that is?
Hi, dude.
Just because someone hosted you. Just because someone hosted you and you provided the right content.
It's OP.
Simple as that. And it's a gamble. If you're not providing the right content and someone comes by and they're thinking about hosting you and they're not generous enough to just give you the host because you're not providing the right content, guess what? They exited out of your stream and they're like, no, I want to go to someone that's going to hold you guys, you know? I want someone that's going to hold your guys' attention or it's going to be something for you. That is it's so prominent in Twitch, and nowadays that's the only way to become famous on Twitch is by hosts and raids. You hope to get hosted by the right person. You hope to get rated by the right person. That's why friendships and communities are so important on Twitch because if you make friends and you provide a good community, you would be surprised at how many viewers are mods or part of a really big community on their own. Like Sophia's, for example, one of the people that was just a viewer in her stream was a mod for another streamer who averages about 1,000 viewers. Well, as far as you know, they could be good friends. And they could be like, dude, I found this really cool streamer. You should check them out sometime. And because they told that streamer who averages 1,000 viewers and they're friends with them about you, they thought about checking you out sometime. And they thought that your content was cool. So they hosted you. You average 10 more viewers if you're lucky. If you're providing the right content to which their audience likes, you are now a more successful streamer than you were before the host. But it's all a gamble. You can never expect that to happen. You can stream for 5 years and you never get a host. You can stream for 5 years, and if you're not friends with the right people, or you're not providing a place where people can make a community in your stream and people aren't making a community, or you just don't have one, you might not progress anywhere. If you're not providing the content for anybody and not making connections with people, you might average 2 people for 3 years.
This
You
is
might average
very
5 people
valuable
for 3
advice.
years.
Anyone who's listening, you want to be a streamer, this is like it. 5 minutes, he just hooked you up.
And it's kind of crazy because like a lot of people say like don't make friends on Twitch with the intention to get anything from them, but that's not what I mean. Don't like go to streamers that have 1,000 viewers and start making friends and hope that one day they're going to host you, because that's not what I mean. I mean, make friends with people in streams that you genuinely enjoy. Make friends with people that you genuinely want to make friends with in other streams, you know, because you don't know what other streams they watch. You don't know what other friends they have. If you make a good impression on one person, they might tell their friends about how, yo, dude, I met this really cool guy. He's got a really cool fucking stream. You should check him out. Because you know how many times I've done that? A lot. I've been in a stream and someone's given me a really good first impression. And I've gone to fucking Sophia or Nesba and I've been like, yo, if you're ever looking for someone to host sometime, they provide really good content. I think they're really fucking funny. And you know how many times they've listened to me and hosted someone? A good portion of the time.
Sometimes I ask you who to host.
Exactly. I'm just some in other streamers I'm just I'm just a viewer, and then in other streams I'm a mod, you know. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm not a mod for huge streamers. Like one averages like 200 people, one averages like 100, and one averages in between like 60 to 80. You know, they're not huge streamers, but when streamer A hosts streamer B and their communities intertwine, well, guess what? Now you have two communities that are watching both streamers. You might both average 10 to 15 more people just because you started rating each other and you were becoming friends and you played games with each other. And that's why it's so important to make friends with people on Twitch, because if you start streaming or they start streaming, wouldn't you want to support your friend, and wouldn't your friend want to support you, or you would hope, you know? And that's the whole thing of Twitch is about, you know, making friends and building a community and interacting with other people. You don't come on Twitch and just, oh, I'm just going to turn on my, I mean, yeah, people do come on Twitch and just like, oh, I'm just going to turn this on for the day. But a lot of people come onto Twitch for the community, for the interaction, which does suck because, like we talked about earlier, a lot of it ends up being toxic. People come on here for interactions and friendships, and other people take that for granted, and other people take or use that to their advantage. Oh, you want to be my friend so bad? Guess what? I'm pretty sure I can get something from you. Or you never know. So a lot of people are on the internet and they're really depressed, but a lot of people that are on the internet and depressed, they don't go out and they save a lot of money. And a lot of those people donate to a lot of streamers. And a lot of people try to befriend those people and hope that they show up into their stream because they're depressed and donate to them too. That's what you don't do. You don't
True.
single out people and try to befriend particular people just because they have money or just because they have more of an influence. Because if you just befriend the people that you want to be friends with without ill intentions, you generally make better connections that way anyways, that end up getting your foot in the door in different ways, or more likely to, because you didn't do it with ill intentions. Because if you go on Twitch with the ill intent to make friends, to use them to further your streaming career, you will go nowhere and your streaming career will die, because everyone can tell a fake, especially when you're like, "Hey, do you think you could host me sometime?" Or, "Hey, do you want to like do this sometime?" And like they're trying, you can just tell when someone's doing shit to better their own stream, especially when they don't interact with you or talk to you or have anything to do with you. But then all of a sudden are like, "Oh my god, you're so cool. Oh my god, I'd love to talk to you more." You can tell someone's ill intentions the second they start being malicious.
Thank you, Dr. Bum.
Mm-hmm. See what I
This
mean?
is wait, what?
Like no, the like what I said earlier about like me being like the therapist
I know,
stream.
yeah.
Yeah,
That was the joke.
yeah.
No, I think that everything you said is very accurate, and it's gonna go. So many streamers needed to hear that, and maybe they'll get here and they'll learn.
Hopefully, man. I could only hope that someone who actually needed to hear this finds the video and sees it and
Yeah.
takes what I said like to heart, because a lot of the people on the internet too, they'll ask you for all types of advice, but the second you give it to them and it's not what they want to hear, they don't listen to you.
Yeah, they turn that
And then
shit
guess what
off.
happens? It blows up in their face, and they come right back to you like, "Hey, what should I do?
They come right
Hey,
back
what
to
should I
Dr.
do?"
Bub.
By like the second or third time, I just tell people to fuck off, because I don't have the energy to be your therapist after you didn't listen to me the first time.
Wow, this is fantastic. We're at
Yeah.
1 hour 20. I don't know if you want to wrap up. I don't want
Yeah,
to
we can
cut you
wrap
off
up.
though if you have more.
No, you're good. I feel like we talked like about a lot, or most of the points that we were going to talk about, didn't we?
We hit everything besides. I was gonna ask you about your tattoos, but that can wait.
I only have the two, so that's not too bad. So I have this one, which is, I'm gonna turn it this way. I forgot the camera.
Oh, what is that? An alien?
Yeah.
Alien with a black hole in his heart.
He's like holding a black
Oh,
hole.
he's
Yeah.
holding a
So
black hole. Yeah.
yeah, and then there's two planets around it, and then there's this one.
Ah, very cool. What is it? What is that? Is that a?
It's not focusing, but it's an astronaut, and then this was
Oh, we got a
I think
real
this
space
was
theme.
supposed to be the moon, but because it's in black and white, it's kind of hard to tell. So I just like whatever people think it is when they see it, I just tell them that that's what it is.
That's how. Yeah, that's how tattoos go.
Yeah.
So you believe in aliens?
To an extent, yeah. I mean, I definitely believe that there's something out there. I not necessarily like the generic fucking alien that I have on my arm, but I definitely believe that there's something. We can't be in a universe with all these planets, stars, and fucking be the only planet with life on it. You're actually out of your mind if anyone thinks that we're the only planet with life on it.
Okay, I'm gonna sound very tinfoil, but like after this or sometime, you gotta Google UFOs. There's like I was talking with like this guy Tarpit on one of the past podcasts. He wanted to talk about aliens and UFOs and shit.
Mhm.
This shit's like real now. Like there's like this.
No, I know, because
Do you hear about
NASA
this?
declassified it. Yeah, they
Yeah.
declassified like all the UFO sightings. I went through a lot of that shit, and I mean, yeah, that just like obviously shows us what a lot of us wanted to see. But the things that they don't declassify is the actual aliens. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, there's all these UFOs, which is cool and all. I get that there's something out there, but what is it? Who is it? What is it?
I don't
Is
know.
it the little fucking green man? Is it some weird alien guy? I don't think so.
But
And if it
I
was,
feel
I
like
feel like
until like, whatever recently, like UFOs have mostly just been like, the fuck are you talking about? Which I think is
yeah, like,
reasonable.
oh, it's a trick of the light type of
Yeah,
thing. Oh,
yeah,
it's a
but like
plane, it's a bird.
now it's like some like these like legit ass like military motherfuckers observe this shit. They have like the US like opened and look like I know I'm skeptical too, but I saw the alien on your arm and I was
No,
like
oh no, yeah, yeah. It's funny though, NASA could declassify all this shit, and they could say that aliens are real, and all the shit about UFOs, and every other Christian in the world's gonna be like, yeah, no, there's no aliens. It's all
true,
religion.
true,
Everything was
true.
created by God. We're the only life forms that exist. You can all fucking shove it.
God
But
bless America.
God bless America, man. Gotta love it. God bless America and religion. Oof, God.
Yeah.
Bless.
Oh,
Amen.
that was great. Do you have any final words?
I'm trying to think.
You don't have to.
Religion and politics are a poison, and I
Yeah,
wish they didn't exist.
agreed. We avoided politics first thing. I don't want to talk about
Yeah.
politics. And I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah,
election day, by the way.
yeah, election
Recorded on
day.
election
And
day.
speaking of which, let's look at the
Oh
live
no, no,
results
no.
right now.
All right, we're gonna wrap up. So thank you guys for watching, listening. Much love. Make sure to drop a sub. Twitch.tv/LilBum. You could blow up his
Underscore
Discord.
bum.
Sorry, _bum. You could blow up his Discord
go.
for relationship advice, life advice. If you're depressed, he's the person to. No, I'm just kidding.
Everybody gets one though. Everybody gets one.
Everyone gets one.
I'm like the Spider-Man from that Family Guy episode. I'm pretty sure it's Family Guy, and it's everybody gets one.
Yeah.
Or like I think that's the one where like you fall out of a building or some shit, and he just shows up and he's like, everybody gets one.
Exactly. So, yeah. This shit's gonna be on Spotify. If you're here from Spotify, BladeMasterRUSH Show on YouTube. Check out my Twitch, Twitter. Check out his Twitch, Twitter, whatever you want to do. Thank you for being on. That was really great. I love these non-Warcraft like the Warcraft 3 podcasts are dope, but I love just talking about random things.
There's only so much Warcraft 3 you can talk about, you know? There's only so much content in Warcraft.
Yeah, but it goes on.
Oh yeah, it goes on. It goes on, but it's
It gets a little repetitive.
same content.
Yeah,
Yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I felt that.
I don't know. I kind of got a little inspired here talking to you. I was like,
I'm glad.
I've talked to you about it, but obviously I'm trying to do less Warcraft 3, but not. But I was like,
Mhm.
you know what? I'm gonna do like some random game stream. Fuck it, like full game stream.
Well, I'm looking forward to a full random game stream, aka Shadowlands. Come on, let's
Well,
get it.
that's not a random game. That's gonna happen. That's real.
Paper
I gotta
Mario.
figure that out. Paper Mario? I don't know. I think I'm gonna do that for fun sometime when people might actually watch me for me.
Fun. That's what I see. That's exactly what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah,
When you have the viewer base
yeah.
to play whatever you want for fun. Yeah,
But I was looking at Cyberpunk and I was like, oh yeah, I'll definitely play this when this comes out.
that game's gonna be fucking fun. I'm stoked for that RPG game.
But anyway, all right, cheers. We're gonna end it. Da, 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 da.